Welcome back to the Espresso Studio, still buzzing over Katlejo's performance with the man, Daniel Bedingfield. What an inspiring moment. You guys have got to see this on YouTube when it breaks. You can catch it all on our Espresso YouTube channel. Now, Dr. Hanneke Haynes is also glowing. I know you're a good mate of Kat's as well. I think you're very... That was awesome, eh?
It was amazing.
Just so amazing.
Absolutely.
Now, Doctor, getting back to the real world, of course, we are thankfully coming out of winter, but it doesn't mean that all the nasty viruses aren't still doing the rounds. At the Chris Barnard Memorial, you deal with a lot of sick kids, and of course, what we know about children is they will pick up anything. Absolutely. And generally it starts with dirty hands. What is going around at the moment? What are those viruses, those little nasties that are you know come onto your radar the most?
Well, thank you very much for asking the question, Graham. You know, viruses are around us, bacteria is around us, summer, winter, all over. And I'm kind of commonly asked the question of whether or not you can actually catch your cold by walking barefoot on the tiles, or forgot to put up a jacket, or, you know, kind of just running around after dark, some things like that.
All temperature related,
Absolutely, but you know, the truth of the matter is that it's viruses and bacteria that causes illness. And the only way of catching them is by touching them.
Okay, there's our first clue. So dirty hands means that we are putting ourselves at a much greater risk. We get quite blasé about it and say, wash your hands before a meal, and. But this is actually a really big thing. By getting into the process at that point, making sure that we're cleaning the hands, we can actually make a big difference.
Absolutely. You know, as I said, by catching them, by touching them, you are catching them. You know, we move around a lot of people every day. Not everybody is as fastidious as we are about washing our hands. And they might leave the bathroom or, you know, prepare food or whatever and just not wash their hands. And they touch that doorknob, or they might touch that hand railing in public transport. And you, unfortunate enough to come after them, is touching the same surface. Now, viruses and bacteria can live for hours on these surfaces, and you touch them, transferring that virus or bacteria onto your hands. And then you are touching your eyes, your nose, your mouth.
I was going to say, I mean, I've heard ridiculous figures on how much we touch our face. And I know I do it a lot. I'm very hyperactive, so I'm always touching. And that brings me to the question, how bad is it? How dirty is our environment? How at risk are we from picking up these viruses and germs?
Actually, quite a lot. I mean, especially children that's playing in creches and playing with dirty toys, and touch one another. You know, the toddlers greeting, rubbing their dirty nose, and then go and touch their faces, friends' faces and things. You know, that's how germs and things are actually transported. And studies have shown if you are to wash your hands at least 8 times every day, you can reduce your risk for picking up these viruses and bacteria dramatically. And so it's extremely important, you know, that after leaving the bathroom, before you prepare food, after you have prepared the food as well, before you eat anything, when you do public transport, if you come home from shopping, if you've just been amongst a lot of people, you know, handshaking and those things, be careful to wash your hands regularly. And what's important, it just doesn't help to just put them under the tap and rinse them off.
There is technique.
There's technique. It takes about, you must wash your hands for at least 30 seconds with preferably something that contains an antibacterial agent, some soap that contains an antibacterial agent.
And there are a lot of those in the market now,
Absolutely. So you have to wash your hands for 30 seconds with a specific technique to kill all those bacteria and viruses and render yourself safe.
Just if you can show us, how should we be washing our hands?
Definitely. The most often missed areas is actually the area on top of your hands, in between your fingers, surrounding the thumb and the nails. So first of all, you lather your hands, and like Katlejo said, you whistle happy birthday while you do it, then you do it for the long time. You lather up, you wash your hands, then you wash the back of the hands. Be careful to go into your fingers on both hands. Then you wash your thumb area, you know, very well. Rinse your fingers and your nails in your palm. Everything again, rinse them off and dry them on preferably a paper towel and not a wet towel that's hanging there.
That's been reused. Yeah, a mate of mine's little boy was born prematurely, so I got so used to washing my hands every time we went to go and visit the little gem.
Absolutely.
It makes a big difference. Absenteeism at school is going to drop. All of these things can have a massive effect just by washing our hands. Doctor,
absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us. You know we love having you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of it. Stick around. It's going to be an exciting one. We are still buzzing having Daniel Bedingfield in studio. studio. And of course, we are preparing food, so I'm going to go and wash my hands now. The manliness test is about to kick into a higher gear. Time to find out who cooks the most manliest steak of all. Ooh, it's going to be tough. Let's go and have a look.
New LifeBouy Clinic Air 10. 10 times better germ protection, 10 times more skincare.